Recently, one of my followers, subscribers, informed me that they were going to stop following my videos because I had gone to a subscription-based business by charging people to gain access to my Bus 13 portfolio, which, by the way, is doing quite well. Thus far this month, it's up 17.9%. Year to date, 67.92. 1 year, 109.55%. So I took that to heart because what Ellen said was there are some young people who can't afford $20 a month to keep up with what I'm doing, so that I was a bad guy because I was now charging $20 to gain access to my skills. So this is the portfolio, and in this video I'm going to go into it in depth. I'll take you to my computer. I'll explain to you how I have built it, how I've moved it from Excel spreadsheet to Google Sheets so that it gets updated on a 15-minute basis, and I'm going to build a website where those who do pay $20 will actually be able to come at any time and see where it's at in 15-minute intervals. And then I'm also going to share how I create the analysis work to build this Google Sheets and the analysis work that I'm doing. But what I want to do is, for those of you who are young and can't afford a $20 subscription and get on the bus, this is what I've done, how I've done it, and how you can duplicate it.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeier.
Okay, so this is the Bus 13 portfolio that I've created, and I want to walk you through it and again explain. If you want to duplicate this, you go right ahead, because from this point on, you're going to need to put about 7 hours a day, 7 days a week into managing it and doing the research to keep it up to date, because I've already put stocks in it and taken them out because they didn't fit the criteria that I had, and they couldn't keep up with the rest of the group, I guess you might say. So as you can see, it's built around the big six: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Google, and Meta's down here. And that's because they hold the data. And this portfolio is all built around the fact that we have to reconstruct, re-engineer, modernize the World Wide Web, or the internet, and the data storage and the distribution of data through new semiconductors, through new computers, through everything. And that's what these companies are doing. And I've recognized that because I've seen in the last year some extraordinary returns. And then what I wanted to do was go back, and that's what you're looking at now, and build a history and say, do these people have sustainability? Are they good at what they do? And how good are they at what they do in bad times, and can I depend on them to deliver me my objective, and that is a 35% or greater return on an annual basis. And so, again, explaining that these are the people who own the data. ASML is the people who build the machines that build the semiconductors. Marvell. And again, you can go through these and figure out what they do and why I have put them in here. What you're seeing here is from 1999 through 2023, how their stock price did. Apple was in 99 was up 151%, down 71% in 2000. So you get that. This number represents an average of all these numbers. So as an average, if you had held Apple since 1999 through 2023, today you would have averaged 44.8%. Okay? I've done that then for each of these stocks. I've gathered this data and compiled it and put it together. Then I went and said, okay, putting them all together, what is the average of the whole portfolio? Well, it's 32.59%. How does that compare? This is the S&P 500. So it outperformed the S&P 500 fourfold. Okay? You with me so far? Then what I did was say, okay, let's consolidate this data and put it into a interpretation by years. And what's really important, this is its 20-year average for Apple. Thus, it's the 20-year average for the whole portfolio is 40%. Okay? But what's really important is the 1 year, the year to date, and the 1 month, because this is where we are now. And what we have to be able to do is determine what is the trend, and is it moving forward, is it moving up, or is it moving down? Okay? So, yeah, Apple is up 37% for the year. Year to date, it's up 42%. So the trend is up. For the month, it's up 8.5. If I multiply that times 12, that beats the 37. So the trend is up. And then you have some real burners, such as NVIDIA, that is up 163%. But look at this. Year to date, it's higher than it is for the year. And month, multiply that times 12, it's even more on an uptrend, okay? And Google, a little bit of a different story. It's up for the year to date, but it's actually down for the month. So as a manager, I got to watch Google. Okay, I got to see why that happens. I got to dig into it and say, why is Google down 0.5% this month? Now, as I said, I have built this on Google Sheets, and I have the formulas in here. The formulas are right there for each one of these stocks, that as the price of Google or Amazon or any of these stocks change today, every 15 minutes, that price updates, which then changes the percentage year to date, because that's the price Apple was on January the 1st. Actually, it was January the 3rd. So this number changes as today's price changes, as the same for 1 month ago. I have created a formula that goes in and says, okay, compare the price of Apple today, right there, to what it was 30 days ago. Now, as we go into July, this will update, and it will, or as we go into tomorrow, it will update. It will continue to compare today's price to 30 days ago's price. Same thing on the year. It will compare the price of Apple today to what it was 1 year ago, 1 calendar year ago, and that will update on about a 15-minute basis. Okay? So you understand that? And you can see this is the numbers for every one of the stocks in the portfolio. So then I decided I want a pictorial view of this. So I created a chart. And what this chart is doing is showing me each of the stocks and comparing these numbers to the rest of them pictorially. I'm a visual person. Okay, so let's look at this and see what we can interpret. NVIDIA, that is your big winner. But look at this. The blue line is by the month. The red line is by the year and year to date. The year to date performance on NVIDIA is greater than the 1 year performance. That tells me the momentum is up. Now, if this starts coming down, I'll be able to see it. Okay? Now let's go down here to SMCI. This is one you're probably not familiar with. They basically make a supercomputer. Most of your data farms are not going to be able to continue to operate on the computers that they have in their data farms today. They're going to have to upgrade because the amount of data that's going to be pulled from them is going to double in very quickly. So they need stronger computers. They realized this a year ago, and that's why this SMCI is up. What is it? Let's go up here and look. It's up 431% for the year, 171% year to date, and 42.3% for the month. So I can get a pictorial picture here, and as you can see, that's kind of the same for AEHR. This is, again, a company that makes the components that go into these data centers to keep them running effectively. Now, I want you to look at another stock that I think is, that I just put into my portfolio. It's a PSTG. And I did a video on it yesterday that you need to go look. What strikes me here is, again, you look at these numbers and things don't really jump out at you, except look, the weekly number is higher than the annual number, and it's also higher than the monthly number. So now we can go up to PSTG and see, what is this really telling us? It's telling us that this is a company that's just been discovered, okay? By the market. It's up 47% this week, as opposed to 34% year to date and 43% in 1 year. So how did I find this stocks? I subscribe to a service that I can go in every day and I ask it, what stock in the semiconductor and in this industry that I'm looking at, what stock is performing better than anyone else? And then I look back and I say, is this just a flash in the pan, or is it something of depth? And so what I did was go to their website and watch an interview, several interviews by their CEO and their general manager, and I gained an understanding of what they do. And what they're doing, if you'll watch yesterday's video, is that they're creating, they're moving from, rather than a hard disk storage of data, a flash drive storage of data. You'll have to watch the video to gain some understanding. And as he explained, this is just like we used to have albums that we played our music on, and then we went to 8-track tapes, and then we went to cassette tapes, and then we went to a disc, and now it's on our phone. This is, as the demand and the technology changes, we create new ways to do what we used to do in the past, and we do it more efficiently. Because one of the problems that these big data centers is, they just use enormous amounts of electricity. This flash drive that PowerSource has reduces the amount of electricity they use by 48%. And a fun fact, these data centers around the world use roughly 1 to 2% of all the electricity that is currently used in the world. So it becomes important. Okay, so that gives me a visual picture, and this visual picture changes as these numbers on a daily basis of these stocks change. So if something starts to look a little bit different, it leaps out at me. And so that's how I manage it. So that's and what I would suggest you do is, if you don't want to pay me to do this work and you want to do it yourself, stop this video, push print screen, and print the screen of the portfolio. Okay? You've done that. Now I'll page down, and now you can print the screen of the data that I'm collected, and then you can go to Google Sheets and spend 8 hours like I did learning how to do this. And 8 hours isn't right. Figuring out how to make this graph look the way it is took 3 hours in itself. So that's what I give to you. And to all you young people who are in school and can't spend the time doing this, but have greater skills than this 78-year-old man does, you can do this on your own. You can probably make this more efficient than I can. So when you do that, in return the favor, come back and say, Kerry, if you'll do this to your spreadsheet on Google Sheets, it'll give you even more information. Okay? Is that fair? Well, I think it is. So let's talk a little bit more to those of you who aren't going to do it yourself, how you can access this today and in the future. Okay, so there you have it, Ellen. There's the best I got and the best that I can do. But what I know is it's going to get better. I know that I'm going to get deeper into this. I know I'm going to find some other stocks that are going to push that number up. The BUS 13, which is currently at 19, probably going to get up to where around 25. And these are going to be the stocks that are going to work out to become a $1 million portfolio. The other thing I know is that artificial intelligence is going to change our medical world, so I'll be creating a best genome for portfolio, or a BUS genome portfolio. I know that there's going to be other chains that's going to become aware, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to be putting out clickbait and trying to get 5 million subscribers and 20 million views and making a fortune at 1.2 cents a view. No, I want to help people who are really interested in creating wealth and then learning how to keep it. And that's where the emphasis is going. That's where the rest of my staff is working. To Mark and Drew on the swing trade and the Discord. Trent is creating the website where this will be more accessible to some of you who are not familiar with how to use a Discord, where you can go and see that portfolio on a minute-by-minute basis, anytime, anywhere you want, and then you'll also have access to the templates that I use for analyzing stocks and the data that I pull in to find out if their revenue is growing. I mean, you can have the best company in the world, but today, but if they aren't growing their revenue, they aren't going to be the best company in the world tomorrow. That's just a given. So through analysis, we can determine that. What I'm doing is all a result of artificial intelligence. The data that is in that chart and in that analysis is given to me through artificial intelligence. So that's where I'm going. That's what I'm building. I think it's sustainable, and I think it gives you something of value. I hope you do. If you do, get on the bus.